You go down sanitation in places like Selma, Alabama, Lowndes County in Alabama. They don't have proper waste receptacles to get rid of waste. So they pump it out from your backyard, your cesspool, and they go to an open field and blow it in the air. People end up getting sick, getting ill behind it. Uranium mining in New Mexico, polluting the water in indigenous communities because you're mining for profit and forgetting about the people and their needs, right? Let's go to California, where a lot of our fruits and vegetables are grown. Folks working in rural areas of California trying to grow fresh crops so that we have a food supply here don't have access to clean water from a well unless they put in the infrastructure themselves. The government is putting it on the backs of the people. So we see these struggles all over the country. And now here in the U.S., we've organized ourselves with the National Coalition on the Right to Water and Sanitation. And folks are starting in an organized fashion to move towards water affordability is a big campaign now, right? A national affordability campaign on water.
It's interesting because if you made it a law, ironclad law, that you have to deliver water to the people of the community, right, then the cost of doing that would have to become a problem for the government, for the companies, because they would have to find other ways to make it pay. Absolutely. Because they're being closed off from cutting people off. And we have precedents for that in the United States. We once upon a time allowed companies to hire children below the age of 10 years of age to work long hours in factories. At a certain point, the government, through agitation from angry parents, right, said, you can't hire children. Right. You can solve your problem any other way you want, but that is not available to you. The mystery to me is, why isn't the same applicable to, for example, access to water? That's not negotiable. That's part of what it means to be a human community. And just like you can't employ children, you can't deny water. You're going to have to solve the problem of paying for that some other way.
So I totally agree with you, Rick, but I think we've moved into a place in this country where development and big business run the country. They are the voices of government. We as citizens elect certain people, but because they put funds in the pockets of those folks, they dictate how that money is used and how it plays out. So you live by development and builders rules, right? By these folks. So big business dictates the rules, right? We put the money in your pocket to get you elected. Now you do as we say. And I think that's problematic. So it always speaks to me about who we put into elected office and how we choose those individuals. In the past, it's been popular people, but we've noticed, and Rick, you have a big international presence in places like Southern Europe. There are people coming up from movements that are taking over in government. I always speak to Barcelona, Spain, where Ada Colau is the mayor of Barcelona. She came from housing struggles. She was with the platform of people affected by mortgages. She is now mayor of Barcelona. Barcelona is moving towards a human rights city, saying that we are going to live off a set of values and principles. We're going to operate off a set of values and principles that imply human rights standards, right? And why can't we do this around the world, right? And I think it's political will. So it says to me that we have to find the right candidates in office. And there are those of us who will say, well, I'm not going to vote because you have the same so-and-so going into office. That's not going to work, right? Until we change that system, then we're going to have to put people into office that have our best interest in mind.
Can you give us an example outside the United States where people have made a difference on the water issue?
So I would start with Greece. You saw big movements in Greece.